Why did I start photography? What photography did for me? And how is it possible that photography actually saved me? My journey with photography started a little bit weird, maybe, for a photographer, because I was photo modeling for a long time, around 7 years or so. And it started because of my friend who was making handmade jewelry, and she had those beautiful lace necklaces, but they needed to be photographed on someone because they didn't really look so great on the flat lay. It had to be displayed on someone else. So she asked me to do that for her, and I was sure camera hates me. But because I'm weak, I made my mind, and I agreed. And you know what? I loved it. I loved it so much that I continued modeling for 7 years. And during that time, I started to know the industry better. I started to know a little bit more about technical aspects of the photography itself. Although I didn't have any camera of my own, and I didn't even think I could do photography in the future. After my wedding, my husband and I, we decided to move to England. We come from Poland, as you probably can hear from my accent. I'm Polish. So we decided to move to UK. And for the first 2 years, I did only one photo shoot as a model, and I still didn't think I could be a photographer whatsoever. And on the last year of our living there, we moved to another city. I got a job, corporate job, as a sales secretary in a big company. And I hated it. I hated it so much. And I didn't know back then that I have a depression, or you can call it depressive neurosis. And I didn't know about that. I just thought that's how I am. And I also didn't expect to have the peak of my disease, let's call it how it is, on that year, the third year of being in England. And it was terrible. It was terrible. I hated my job. I hated myself. I didn't know what to do in life. I couldn't see the future for myself. I didn't fit in there. I couldn't control my emotions. The only thing I wanted to do is lay in bed, doing nothing, just stare in the plain wall. And it was terrible. And also I was exhausted physically and mentally. I was exercising a lot, getting up at 4 o'clock, doing my workout, then working 9 till 5, sometimes 6, after hours. Sometimes I was also working as a cleaner in the preschool. And after that, I was coming back home, and I was working as a virtual assistant and translator. And in the meantime, I also was running. So I ended up in really, really bad condition. And I decided to find something for me, something else, something outside of work, something I could be more creative. I always liked to do something creative. The creativity was always with me. Let me know if you want. I can tell you about more other creative things I have done in my life so far. I decided to buy a camera and give myself a chance to go outside, have a little bit more of fresh air, and just clean my thoughts and think about something else. Just drag my thoughts away from what was bothering me at that time. So I did, and I started with just photographing horses in New Forest, UK. If you are in England, I totally recommend going to New Forest. Beautiful place. There is a lot of horses just wandering around. So this was my at least once a week treat. I was walking there. I was even asking random people on the street to take pictures of the dogs. Yes, I know how it sounds, but that's what I was doing. And I did one pregnancy session at that time. Really bad. Really bad. Anyway, it wasn't really something I felt at that moment. To be honest with you, being around people was not something I really needed at that time. And I preferred to photograph only nature and animals. Let me know if you want to hear a little bit more about my photography journey, what I started with and what I'm doing now. Let me know in the comments below. And after 3 years of living somewhere I didn't really belong to, and after 3 years of feeling really low, we decided to move somewhere else. And our choice was Iceland. And here we are in Iceland, Reykjavik. Welcome to my flat, my mini studio. Those of you who know my Facebook, link down below, you can probably recognize this chair and this beautiful lady behind me. So I'm now in Reykjavik, doing a photography full time, which was also a long journey. I will probably tell you a little bit more about how I started with the photography, because it's quite interesting and sometimes funny story. And yes, so photography actually saved me, because I don't know what I will be doing at the moment. Probably I would be miserable, unhappy person doing something I hated, and at the same time doing something other people expected me to do, because doing corporate job is considered as good job, steady job, something normal. And unfortunately, creatives have this problem of, I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of people, creative people I know, face that problem of society saying, oh, why this? You will not success. This is chance one of a million. Not everyone who starts can live out of it. So this is something you have to face if you are creative. But thanks to that, and thanks to my family and my husband, I can do what I really like, and I'm not depressed anymore. Of course, I have my ups and downs, but this is different story. But I don't feel I don't belong anywhere anymore. I found my place. I found something I love doing, something I'm really excited to do. I recommend everyone to try something. Not necessarily photography, but maybe whatever. It can be jewelry making. It can be baking bread, whatever. Just try to do something. If you are depressed, just try to do something fun, something that gives you this purpose to get up in the morning and get out and do something. At the end, I just wanted to say, if you are depressed, you should go to the doctor, to the specialist. Nothing, even photography, nothing will work as good as a specialist, but it can definitely help you be yourself, and it will definitely help you just go out when you are ready, meet new people, do something great, and be excited about another day. Okay, guys, so I'm actually really, really curious. What is it you do for maybe for as a hobby, maybe for a living, and how this helps you in your everyday life? Leave your stories down below in the comments, and just keep each other motivated and inspired. And see you next time. What did it